Welcome. All right, let's warm up and we'll do the knees. I think I've done enough of these. I'm not going to do the talk like I've done on the last one. So if you're watching this for the first time, watch what I say at the beginning of the previous videos in this series. You know, when you're learning Tai Chi, this is for you guys now. When you're learning Tai Chi, switch sides, you find out, or Kung Fu, you find out that you are kind of always working on your basics. And that's more true the more you get into new routines, because when new routines happen, it's easy to kind of forget the basics. You know what I'm talking about, shifting, turning, rooting, moving from your feet, and stuff like that. Well, I think the same is true when you're instructing. So something that is intuitively obvious, but then not for instructing, I was reminded of on Tuesday. There are some advantages to live streaming or watching these recordings later, but there's some disadvantages, and one of them is, come to center, that in class, the teacher doesn't do the moves the whole time for you to copy. And I've known that for a long time. If I always do the moves and never say, okay, show me what you remember, then both the teacher, me, and you, the student, both believe you have learned the routine. But the moment I say, okay, you do it on your own, let me see, then you find out, whoa, the student knows a whole lot less than I thought, and they know a whole lot less than they thought. And that's a beginner-teacher thing, you know, way before live streaming was a thing. You know, the new instructor, which isn't any of you, but the new instructor, including myself, you're like, wow, they're doing so well. I do the moves and they're with me the whole time, and they're very good at it. And you're like, you know, they are. They're very good at copying me. But then they have to remember, the point is that they learn it and can do it on their own, that you can learn it and do it on your own. So how does that translate to live stream? I haven't quite navigated that. Senior head instructor Hunter's done a good job at that, although he'll say, okay, now practice that, and then he'll just walk off, and there'll be like 5 minutes of dead camera time, which I thought was kind of odd until I'm like, well, actually, he's right. I mean, they need to practice it. Or maybe I say, okay, now stop the video and practice, and then I wait, and then 2 seconds in my time, I go on to the next thing, and it's 5 or 10 minutes in your time. So, yeah, these are things I think about as we try to make these good for everyone. All right, left foot forward. Oh yeah, surprises today for class, surprises. Who doesn't like surprises? Well, I mean, I guess good surprises, let's put it that way. Good surprises. Oh, only minutes away of finding them out, too. I know you've already figured out what it is. And switch. Yeah, well, I'm planning to keep the live streaming going as long as we need to, until everyone is able to safely be back in class, even if that's January, like the end of, even if it's many, many months from now. right, Chan Sijing. And switch. All right. Tendon lengthening, mirror washing, chi soothing method. All right. Yin yang balancing, chi mobilizing method. All right. Okay. So, my surprise for you. Well, I'm gonna wait a little bit because I just realized my surprise. Okay, I'll go ahead and tell you, but I won't show you. Is a few new movements in Laojia. Oh, sorry. That's a mean joke. There's new movements in Laojia for you. Xinjia Erlu. Although I realize we have to do dragon on the ground, and I don't think it's good to just do dragon on the ground without doing the whole form because we need to warm up, you know? Dragon on the ground is not meant to be jumped into even after a Chen warm up. So let's start from the top, Xinjia Erlu, and then when we get to the end, don't stop. Wait for me, and I'll lead you through the next couple movements, so we have somewhere to go with that. All right. So make sure your pets have been put away. Look for a good spot that you know you're not going to run out of room. Okay, find that spot. I'm going to find it too. Take a few deep breaths. And begin. Hold at the punch, hold at the punch, hold at the punch, hold it. From the punch, slide the right foot back, stretch the hands, look back to the left as you sink down. Come up, and it's a monkey hop, step with the left, palm strike with the right. You land right, left, and then you're going to take the left hand and swing it in. And then you're going to turn and come out. We'll review this a couple times. You're going to turn and come back in, turn and come back out, and turn and come back in. So it's 5 times total. Okay? So from the dragon on the ground again. Yep. Think about where you need to stand to see the screen good enough. All right? Don't stress yourself, but yeah, if you can go all the way down in it, that's great, but if you're all wonky, don't do that. So you're in dragon on the ground, You come up, briefly, push off, then leap forward, right palm, landing right left, and immediately swinging the right hand in like cloud hands. And it's just a light little cat stance, or the heel could even stay down, and you could just know that most of your weight is not on the right, okay? Then you're going to turn, and you're going to step like a heel toe, and go to another little cat stance. The weight is a cat stance, but the heel could still be down. Then you're going to have to readjust the foot. There's no best way to do that. Just adjust the foot and swing it back, and then swing it out, swing it back, swing it out. You can do 1,000 of them while we're learning it. All right. So when you swing it one way, well, we'll talk about the left hand soon, but let's stay on the right hand. So we've done dragging on the ground. We've come up. Are you ready? And swing in, turn, swing back, swing out, swing back. I think that's 5, right? So you go from here, bring it in, palm strike as you monkey hop. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, 5. And it'll be wonky to adjust the right foot, but all it does is it just switches places. There's nothing fancy timing for pivoting and stuff. Just do it as you can, like what feels right for you on the, like, don't twist the knee. You're gonna have to pick up the foot each time, and then when it comes back, it's more inclined to do a cat stance. Then when it goes forward, it's less inclined to be a cat stance. Is that better? Yeah. So, boom. It's more inclined to be a cat stance here, of course, because you're going to turn. And it's less inclined to be one there, because when you turn, you're just stepping back with the left and repeating the same movement. Kind of a cat stance here, kind of not a cat stance here, kind of a cat stance here, not a cat stance there. Does that make sense? Yeah. And that's all it does. It goes back and forth for a total of 5. The first one's down, the second one's up, the third one's down, the fourth one's up, and the fifth one's down. If it helps, you can also think about it just like chansujing, chansujing, chansujing. But on the first chansujing, you come out of a monkey hop, chansujing, and we turn, chansujing. And now we turn back, chansujing. And now we turn out, chansujing. And we turn in, chansujing. Okay? And let me see, on this one coming out, the hand is like this on your hip, the left hand. When you come back, it turns into like the palm up, and then turns over, then turns back. Oh, you can't see me. Right? The hand's just like that. Okay, now practice that. Okay, that means pause. Okay, now we're unpaused. Let's try it once or twice more. Yeah, I don't really know how to do that pausing, unpausing thing yet. Pause, play. So if we come to our dragging on the ground, here, bring the foot in. Oh, when you bring the foot in, so I'm in the dragging on the ground. When I bring the foot in, the hands just open like this. They don't do anything special. And then you take that step palm, okay? So again, you've done your punch, we step back, drag it on the ground, bring it in, the hands just open. Oh, actually the right hand comes in, yeah. Right hand comes in because it's shooting off. It's shooting off from your ribs, right? It's not shooting from back here, right? So, dragging on the ground, you with me? I come back, almost like whirling wind arms or something. Left palm, okay? So one more time, side view. normal directions, and then we could try it from the top. Or maybe we can review the ending, but probably just try it from the top because we've done a lot of review of the ending. You can look at the other videos for that. Okay, from the dragging on it, go from the punch. Okay, ready for the punch. Then we have to step the right foot back. Then we look like we're stretching. Right palm is up in a fist, left palm is down in a fist. And we look that way. But it's so quick. It's boom, and then drop. And then come in. There are the hands opening. Left foot steps. Monkey hop with the right palm strike. You're now facing the screen with me. The left palm is up. And the right hand comes in. But then it turns right, left. There's the hand on the hip. Then when it turns back, you have to adjust the right foot. And the left palm turns over again. Right. And then you turn. The left hand's on your hip again. Then you do it again. This comes down. Turn. The left palm's up. And then that's where we stop. So that's 5 of them. Yep, and we do a little hop. We switch to the other side, and we do the same thing with the left hand a couple times. Right? And then we do a punch, a jump, and a thing. So, from the top. Okay, well, let's try from the top and see what happens. I'll still slow it down a little bit at the end once we get there. Yeah, I know that's a lot of moves. Hopefully you can review the video a couple times, and of course we'll review it again next class. And soon we'll be closing in on the ending of the routine, so we can really work on any section anyone needs. Take a couple deep breaths. Okay. in, out, in, out, in, and that's it. That was your first surprise. So I'd ask you to practice a little bit. You can always pause if you're on YouTube live and practice a little bit. But let's go ahead and transition a little bit past the halfway point, or right at the halfway point. So go ahead and get your fan, take a breath or two, and we'll look at another surprise for fan form. Remember, if you're watching on Nestcam, and you're actually supposed to be watching on Nestcam, like this is your class, we're going to switch to YouTube before too long. So you should go ahead and switch to YouTube as soon as you can. If you don't know how to do that, send me an email, and I'll show you how to switch to YouTube. All right, you got your fan? Now, we are warmed up, hopefully, if you've been doing this whole class. If you are watching this video and you just joined us in the middle, don't do this because sometimes we go down low, and it's not good to go down low or to do high kicks and stuff. Unless you're like 10 years old or something, you need to warm up. All right, so we're warm on the, if you participated in everything we've done so far today in this recording, then you're warmed up. So we're gonna start at the kick and do the new moves. There's just a few. We're not quite taking it to the very end, but we're very close. We're very close. Yeah, we're very close. So we will overlap review a little bit, but let's just do almost completely brand new. So we've done this thing where we went like this, right? Because we stepped back twice, we went like this. And we pushed down. Are you with me? You can watch it first if you want. We'll do it a couple times. We come up, and come down, come up, down, and he does an X. I noticed the guy does an X. We're used to Xing, so I'm not going to count it against you if you bring the hands in as an X to do your kick. But anyways, he does an X. He just brings them up and then does like that. Then, I'm going to show you in slow motion, okay? But when we do it fast, some of this stuff, you might go, well, he didn't do that. It's like, no, he didn't. But if you look closely, he did for a split second. Okay, so after we've done that, we landed. If you turn your right hand over and bring this, that will start to close the fan. Then you're going to monkey, not kind of like a monkey hop. You're going to jump to kneeling and thrust this guy out. But all of that kind of happens simultaneously. So anyways, I kick, and then he turns it over for a second in midair, but I can't slow down and levitate in the air. No, I know you wish I could. Anyways, and then you're going to strike in the air, jump to kneeling left. But it's not just jump to kneeling left. When you do the move, the left foot's going to shoot really far through like that. Oh, and the left hand goes out like that. Or does it? No, we'll on the second. We'll do it on the next move. Because it's going to flip up and open, and that's when the hand comes up. Oh, slow motion's harder than just doing it. So we hit here, and then we turn it over for a second, and then there's a jump to kneeling. The right hand circles down, the left palm goes forward, and it goes like that. Then, oh yeah, there's more. Then you're going to turn this way and flick the wrist like that. Then you're going to step back. Oh, starting to look familiar? You can tell we're close to a closing. Then you're going to come forward and double fist. is done very slowly here, and then with a double fist. Okay? Yeah, let's see if we can do that. Mind blown? It's okay. You can pause me and rewind me. We can see the moves again. All right, here we go. Here, here, here. Bring it in, and turn it over, and strike. Then turn, and flick, and pull, and double punch. That's your bonus move for today. I will try it for the first time, facing the other way so you can see some of the moves. Since you can't come walking around here, I don't have a cameraman to come do that. So, we come here. Don't copy on this one, just watch, unless you're really brave. Come here and jump up, in and try it with me again, for real. I'll try to walk you through it again. Here we are. We come up, down, cross in, and kick. Step, flip the fan over, it'll naturally close. You're jumping to kneeling and swinging the right arm down. So jump to kneeling would be left foot, right foot, flick. Then all you do is unwind, flick your wrist. It really is. Just flick your wrist. That's all it is. And then pull as you step. Take it really slow, really slow, really slow, really slow, really slow. And boom, fogging. Double vertical fists. Yep, and then there's a thing, and 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 the form's over. Like there's like, count to 5 and the form's over. Nope, we're not going to do that much yet, but maybe next week. Okay, one more time with me, then we'll try it from the top. Ready? Oh yeah, I said to rewind a little bit more. So let's rewind it from this side. You know, that's a good point to do it from. So let's overlap from here. We did the thing where we're like this. And then we come up. You with me? Okay, ready? And here. Here. Kick. Cross. Swing. Shoot. Shift. Very fast. Boom. Swing, pivot, right, left, hit, switch it over, elbow, circle it down, kick, stomp, flick, drop, up, wave in, spiral up, stomp, flick, hey, that's the same flick, pass it off, jump, right, left, open, in, and up, kick slowly, and step, twist, close, swing, kick, swing it back, up, down. We worked on that last class, review the video. Slow it down, build up the fudging, boom, double fist punch. You don't have to say boom. But even though we reviewed that last class, I want to go ahead and review it again, that one little spot. Because it's confusing and it's challenging, even if you've heard the instruction 3 times. So what I mean by that is, let's say we've so we're here. You can watch or you can do it. Step, pivot, turn. This is actually done faster. Step, pivot, turn, close the fan. What I'm referring to is I think everyone has this. You swing it up and pass it off because you have to empty your right hand to slap your foot. So we swing up, That left knee should have swung up at the same time, but I'd be in the air now. I can talk up there. So I'm here, and there goes the foot. Now I hit it. Now my fan's over here. It's a little awkward. But as I step back, if I bring the hands back, you see how I throw the hands over my head? What is that similar to? Anyone? Anyone? Bueller? My jokes, no one's laughing. You remember? Oh, I can't do it with this. I need to say it. You know what I'm leading up to? You know what I'm leading up to? Watch the. Remember it goes here? Right? We came back. I'm gonna bust the lights here on live on the live stream, but you know that swinging back with both hands. So that swinging back with both hands, that gets us to step back. You see how that happened? I step back, right, left. I've done my kick, boom, kick. Now, see how that the arms lead me back. It's going to be hard to kind of take a jump and then try to jump back out of it. You know, the jump in and then redirect back out. But if I've done my jump and I let my redirect back out be swinging the arms, then I'm able to do it. And that's where it's going to come together for you, I think. So let's translate it into the fan form. So we're here, and we did a heel kick, boom, step and twist, step and flick. We swing to get a kick. Now we bring the hands together and swing them back over our head. Trade it back into the other hand, and we're fine. And you'll get a little flow, and you'll get a lightness to the move, and it won't feel so clumsy, clunk, clunk, in this kind of awkward, coming back out of it. It'll end up being smooth, you'll end up doing it faster, and then you can win an award. Okay, or not. So, you can pause if you want, practice a few times, and then we're going to run the form from the top. And I'm thinking just one time from the top. All right, you back? Well, if you're seeing this straight through, that's fine too. Let's try it from the top. Remember, still for those new, sometimes you forget, one finger divides China. That's where the fan starts in your left hand. Okay, remember it's going to come up to shoulder height, then everything sinks down, then everything comes up and goes down and comes up and turns. So let's start from the top. Remember, shift, shift, shift. Don't just lean out. Go to the left, go to the right, go to the left, go to the right. Seven. Go to the right with your legs. Go to the left with your legs. Sink in the center with your legs and pop. Shift to the right. Shift to center. Shift to the right, pop. Shift to the left. Shift to the right. Shift to the left. Flip it up. Shift to the left. Shift to the right. Use your legs. Shift to the left. Settle. Twist on the left. Center. Step forward. On the left. On the right. On the left. This time you do lean. Don't shift. More leaning than anything else. A little Start shifting again. Go to the left. Go to the right. Go to the left. Look to the right. Close. Go to the right. Step. Be on the right. Step. Sink. Swing. On the right. On the left. Get on the left leg. Get on the right leg. Oh, here we are. Step. Not that big. Close it. Lift. Up. Straight. Strike. Flip it over, elbow. Stretch. Sweep the lotus. Pause, dramatic pause, kick. Pop. Dramatic drop. Up. In. Ear. Spiral. Stomp. Flick. Close. Flip. In. Up. Kick slowly. New part, going slower. New part still. Newer part slowly. Newer part slowly. Turn. Flick. Pull. Slowly. Dramatic. And punch. So close to the end. Hopefully this form is becoming shorter and shorter and shorter for you. So let's close it out. The other thing I had from the beginning of class that I didn't finish talking about was, you know, as an instructor, we might have a bad class as an instructor, but it doesn't matter. Like, the students may have a great class at the same time where our personal experience is like, gosh, that was a terrible class I just taught. And likewise, we can end a class like super high on how great we felt we were doing and how much we demonstrated, how good we show people and how they seem to progress. And come to find out, a lot of students were having a terrible time. So anyways, I'm just using that example as in reference to what happens. It's kind of amplified when it's a camera and there's not a real person that we see, and that the fact that we know you're there, or the fact that I know you're there watching, helps me focus and helps me have a good class and helps me try to give the information better. All right, let's go ahead and close it out. We honor the masters who came before us and seek to follow their examples. Good job. See you on the other side.